Hello there. So this is a game I played yesterday against someone called Hippie. I asked them if they wanted me to make a video, give them some tips about what to do. They said yes, so here we are. Yeah, this is in the monthly rookie tournament. You might be wondering why I'm in a rookie tournament. It's because I'm division, well, in the Steel Division League, I'm in Division 4. And so basically you're not allowed to enter the rookie tournament unless you're in Division, well, if you are in Division 1, 2 or 3 or a particularly good player. I'm not the best player by any means. And when I do play this tournament, I only take it seriously if I come up against another good player. There's players who get involved in this who are much better than me actually, for some reason. But then again, probably because in the other monthly tournament, excuse me, have some coffee. I think I've played in that every time, and I've played in it maybe 3, 4 times since it started, and I've won one game I think in that entire time. It's a best of 3, so yeah, you can figure out that the standards are different there. Yeah, there's a big disparity. Like I said in Steel Division League, there's 5 divisions. Like Division 5. If you're a beginner, by all means jump in. I say this guy. He says he's only played like 60 games or something, but that's enough. And he played well, to be honest. I thought he was good, and he was wanting to learn more. But it is one of those games you have to invest a bit of time. And even if you are actually good at the basic mechanics of the game, then it's a case of learning the maps, learning divisions, learning what units are what, and that can take a considerable amount of time as well. Because yeah, people don't want to study to play a game most of the time. Then again, if you got decent historical knowledge of World War Two and such, which a lot of people are well into, you might be able to pick up what's good and what's not fairly easily. But I don't know. I have a passing interest in World War Two, not massive. Anyway, this game. This is myself. This is me here. I'm playing Tartalek, and he's playing. What's he playing? It's Blindata. Blindata. It is, yeah. And this is on the map Shchedrin. So while we're here, and this is sort of aimed at beginners, so I'll talk about important areas whilst we're waiting. I just put it onto speed 1 anyway. So here, this hill is deadly, deadly, deadly important for both sides. Getting on here, contesting this, it can turn the game around, because if you can get guns up into here on this side, you can stop anything coming down this road, and the other spawn is all the way over here. So yeah, that's a big problem. So you need to defend this from both sides, really. The same vice versa. If you get something on here, you can reinforce in this road, but getting back up onto here, excuse me, can be a pain. Plus, it's harder to get things into this area. So yeah, this is a key point. These are often contended over at the start. This sometimes gets rushed. And from this side, from my side, as you'll see, you can rush things up into this forest here, down this road. The town is a bit out on its own. And yeah, I think people tend to invest a bit too much in this one. Anyway, let's get on with the game. Let's see what he's doing to start with. So straight off, I want to give him tips about what's going on here. So let's have a look at his deployment. All right. Okay. All right. So in the town here, I'd say that's a good deployment. It's quite advanced, but yeah, that's good. Because I think I did tell him that I've got slow vehicles. I'm not sure, or maybe I didn't. I can't remember. I did at some point. But, oh yeah, this is a sneaky move. I like that. That's good. I don't know what that is there. Maybe it's an AT gun or something. Possibly. Yeah, probably an AT gun would be the best for there, or a recon unit. That's nice. I've never seen this done before. That's a good idea. Often people just put a recon maybe out here, or in one of this building here. I think you get a good view. You have to check the individual buildings. Hold down C to check the line of sight. What else? Yeah, so this is good. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm not sure what this is here. We'll see in a moment. Yeah, deploying here, you don't have to unload here, unload in the forest. You can actually get up on here, unload in here, unload here. Going down this road can be a bit risky. You can sometimes get sniped because a lot of people like to rush out an early AT gun out here, or machine gun, or AT rifle, or they probably won't get that far up there. But yeah, going round this way and up onto there, yeah, just be wary. I'm not saying don't do it, but be wary. Units here behind the building, in the building, yeah. But I generally move up onto this area and then advance up onto the hill with recon vehicles, light tanks, and you want some flame troops, something with HE grenades, possibly some long-range infantry to get up here, but usually SPW to support. But there's a lot of bombing and off maps go down on this part, and shelling and mortars, and yeah, it gets a bit messy. Yeah, but on this map, this hill is easier to, I say it's easier to defend and get to. From the blue side, this is more difficult because if he gets an early presence into here, it might be difficult to reinforce. But if he brings in weaponry around here to cover this area, he can kind of contest for this, resupply units down through this road up onto the hill, and if you get a good strong presence here, you can basically tie up the game there from that position, because you can block his reinforcements coming in down the roads from here and from here. But yeah, people usually say, if you get this hill and you get this hill, then you've got the game. You should have the game, regardless of what's going on over here, unless you've lost literally everything. But it's such a dominating position if you have these two hills. Well, from the red side, sorry, from my side. Anyway, let's get on with this. More coffee. Yeah, something I was mentioned before that I forgot. Yeah, always double check. Oh, he did double check. As soon as you start the game starts. Look at all your units. Are they moving? And if you forgot to move a whole bunch of them, just put them on fast move, and then as they're moving, you select them and can tab through them and give them orders. Well, what is going over here? Let's see. Oh, so it's an AT gun there. All right, nice. And a leader. I think they got snipers, haven't they, as well? So it's not got much range from there. But if he moves it up around here, a recon would probably have been better there. Yeah, I brought out a recon fighter because I was going for a crazy rush tactic here. So I'm smoking. I'm going to smoke this entire area. I held these back from moving because I wanted to get the smoke down first. And I did manage to time that quite right, but I wasn't expecting him to bring out these. And so yeah, he was aggressive here. Good for him, well done. Nice a bit. My AT rifle didn't do. I forgot these had smoke when I was playing the game at this point. I was like, oh damn it. Yeah, so he's brought in a cluster plane for killing tanks, but I had no tanks here, just the units, and I unloaded them all here as soon as I saw these because I thought they're going to pop me, and I thought I could blow them up with my infantry. But yeah, very good use. Even though it lost of vehicles, using the cluster to pin my infantry, absolutely brilliant. So great play from a new player, I would say. Yeah, here I'm very light in this town because obviously my focus was here and to take this hill with infantry. So all my infantry is pinned here. I fall this one back just to see what's going on, but the horse is around. So I've got nothing that can kill this at the moment from where it is. I've seen the tank, so I'm bringing the plane to bomb it just to hopefully put some suppression on it, get it out of the way, scare it off so I can get my units up onto this hill if I can. So I felt it's in a desperate position. Yeah, unfortunately for him here, he's again in deployment, he's probably, yeah, there's some areas he's over invested in. Like I was saying, if he'd actually advanced units up onto here, like most people do, and try and contest for this hill early, then he could have brought his infantry around to support his armour here, get eyes on this better, and he could shoot all this up because it was pinned or highly stressed at the moment, not pinned, even without the smoke. Yeah, I stupidly forget to use these. Well, I also brought in one artillery. I'm hoping to build up these as the game develops. They're cheap. Yeah, good in the town here. He's good. He's taking advantage of the situation, moving his troops up, moving his Schneider up. Yeah, up to now, the only poor play I'll say is here. There's no infantry in this area. I was having a bit of a sneaky time with this, seeing if I could go around here and, you know, pop any transports incoming. Because I was expecting someone on the hill here is going to come around and get a machine gun on this. He's not going to do anything. Brought up an AT gun onto the hill here, and this one I've turned off the AP just to make sure that I can get better penetration onto this, and it saves my infantry. These two managed to sneak their way across onto the hill. I've got a leader, tiny little leader tank. This was just to support the infantry here, shoot up any light armor if I got to my, excuse me, if I got my hands on it. These should take out the MG at close range, no problem. Because these machine guns, I think they cannot fire at things which are too close, I believe. Or is that just in the infantry units? Ah, right. There's another thing I like to do with Tartalek, as you might have seen in another video, I'm not sure. Yeah, these ME-21s, they're cheap. I like to bring them out, get 5 of them in A. I think they're about 65 points. I like to use them for harassing, get out of presence, and usually in response, your opponent will pay more for planes. So I bring out a BF-109 as well, which I think is a poorer. Yeah, this is a much better fighter compared to this BF-109. But managed to get his cluster plane. That's a good win for me. Got my recon out as well. Yeah, recon planes at the start are a good idea. If you can get some nice cheap ones, just get them out, have a scout around. Alright, so I managed to get influence line here. This is mainly due to him not having a proper presence in here. And he was meant to, and he unloaded just a machine gun up here. But he's really pushing hard in the town here. But I'm just got a single tick. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing here. Maybe possibly being a bit overly cautious. With this many troops, he wants to come and take this flag, which I believe he will do fairly soon. But maybe he just wants to get eyes on the road to cut off any reinforcements coming in, but he's got his stir here. Yeah, because this on its own cannot see very much, especially when it comes to infantry. But you've got infantry to spot for you, it's much better than a tank. Ideally you want recon, but yeah, infantry would do a good enough job. Oh, he's brought another cluster and I've managed to pick that one off as well. Yeah, another point is he, excuse me, more coffee. Another thing is he didn't know this division much either. So he wasn't aware of, say, bringing out clusters against Tartalek is probably not a good way to spend your money, I would say, especially 2 cluster planes, because yeah, Tartalek lacks tanks. So if you're going to have a number of tanks in Tartalek, it's probably going to be in B. But I am playing Maverick, so maybe I thought I'd be spamming out some Stugs if he knew of Tartalek. Yeah, I bring these up onto the hill here, and then I decide actually I think I can make my way in here. So I managed to get all this up onto the hill. I've got my little silly unit. I love these things. Brilliant. Little machine gun. Well, yeah, they can do some decent work. Look, sneaks a flag for a few seconds. Well, then it gets shot up. But if it's forward facing against this infantry, they cannot kill. The infantry cannot kill it because it's got a tiny bit of armor. From the side, though, it get blasted by any kind of weaponry. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention here, so my flamers are in line of sight of these, so they're going to get killed. They should be deeper in the forest. It's something to be careful about as well. Like this one's okay. This one, you just need to be a bit further back. Because you want infantry to come into the forest, then you flame them, suppress them, then you throw the HE shell on them from these. These are basically pioneers. This HE frag grenade here. Oh, this gun's doing a lot of work. I'll just show you this gun. Yeah, the reason I turned off the AP is it's 60 millimeters a pen. 35% accuracy, not spectacular. So the heat, 30% accuracy, 90 millimeters. So that means it doesn't use any penetration over distance if it's a heat shell. And it's upvetted as well, so this is probably, oh, I can't do math in my head right now. So like 37% accuracy. I believe it goes up by 25%. Around about 37% accuracy. And it's a decent rate of fire, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, 12 rounds per minute. And again, that will be boosted up by the veterancy to, is it 14? I think it's about 14, maybe 16, which is really good. He's got a huge presence in it. I think this is a mistake what he's doing here. If you've got this much domination in this area and you gain one flag from it, and he's bringing in more troops, I think this is overkill. His problem is in this area. He wants to bring units here and onto here, because if I take over this hill, like I was saying, it's a big problem. Big problem. Alright, but overall, again, this player's played just 60 games. But I believe he was saying that he has played lots of Wargame before, so that might account for him being as good as he is. It's obviously not completely unfamiliar with Eugen games. Here, sadly not spotted this. Don't move this one up in time. Oh, I might just spot it now, falling back when he's down to one man. He should delete this unit, I believe. Yeah, these are pretty much the same with the flamers. You don't really want to have them in the open. You want to keep them in the forest so someone runs into them and you just delete them with the HE grenade. Got this flag as well. He spotted this. He's quickly coming to throw in a machine gun there. Alright, now I've brought out another one of these and I started putting on defensive fire in this area because I saw there was lots of troops there. And he's replying in kind with his mortar. These mortar half-tracks are extremely powerful, but they do take more micromanaging because he needs to be wary about moving them around a bit, because if they get counter-battered, or like if I started tagging it with these on defensive fire and it stays in the same place, a few hits on this, it blows it up. Whereas hitting these, they're not going to blow up that quickly. Yeah, so with these you want to fire and move, generally speaking. But I couldn't get my eyes on his AA, I was struggling to find it, and I was trying to target it and it was moving and ugh. Yeah, I forgot about Blindata. They have lots of the mobile AA. And he's using it very well, moving in around. Shows experience in the game there. Alright, so I'm moving Lovas up onto the hill because I'm expecting some light armor, a tank maybe coming up around here, trying to sneak in. And so I want to have some kind of AT capability in this area, in case these get wiped out by something. Yes, similarly, I've not brought out any AA here, which I should do, because I've seen 2 cluster planes come out. Oh dear, excuse me. Lots of burps today, bloody hell. Yeah, if I've seen the cluster planes come out, what I should be doing, well, I know I'm experienced enough in this game and knowledgeable enough to know that you get 3 on a card in A, so he's got 1 more out there. And leaving these sitting here in the open, luckily he's not got any eyes, but for all I know he could have a recon in here, could have a recon in here. I won't be able to see, I might be able to spot it this guy, probably not though. Yeah, I brought this out, like I was saying before, having something to spot for you with the tanks. I thought brought out this bulky squad, so if they get shut up a bit, they can survive and keep spotting things for my AT going out for my tank. Alright, so I brought out the cheapo off map for Tartalek, which I love. These vehicles are fast, So if you need them, you can get straight out there really quickly and start dropping things on you. And in this particular deck, the Maverick, I've got 2 of these in B and 3 of them in C. So there are lots of these off maps. Again, they don't really kill, but what they're going to do is suppress and stop pushes. And in the Maverick deck, when it gets to phase C, if you've got 3 of these, I think they've got like 3 charges each or something disgusting, you can keep bringing these out and you can just wear down your enemy. Even if I was up against balance, which is what this deck was built for, to deal with any kind of quick play game, then I can outlast my opponent in C. As you'll see, this is exactly what I do in this game. Because Tartalek can get a lot of cheap, efficient, cost-efficient units and weaponry in phase C. Like these, you get 36 cards of these, they're 15 points each. 3 cards of the off-map, which are 75 points, I believe. Yeah, 75 points each. Yeah, really nice. Are they recon as well? Oh, the reconnaissance as well. Nice. They're really a bargain, those things. Again, one of these up around here, because he's probably thinking, oh, what's around there? Is it a tank? What is it? So he's going to stop him in his tracks. And he has no AT weaponry. Yeah, this is probably not the best idea. You're not going to see much. If you can get into distance of seeing anything there, which you'd be able to see, it will shoot you and kill you. Unless you're putting it up there just for the artillery, the circle, but I think this is all in the circle as it is. This will be much better on the hill here. As you just saw, the tank comes up onto the hill, it can't see much, a Stug just takes it out instantly. I've got vision, I can see him as soon as he arrives. But to be honest, the P4 will be able to see the tank. I'll just be able to see it come in and aim a bit quicker, I believe. Alright, so he's doing well over here, but like I say, I think people over-invest in here. I'm quite happy to lose all of this at the moment. He's ticking me 1, but I've got a good presence up here. I've got this flag. I'm not pushing out here because I'm expecting that he might know this map quite well and how important this hill is, so he's going to have a lot of units in here, possibly a tank or some kind of support weaponry to cover. But yeah, I'm just throwing in the cheap units in here. I'm trying to wear him down with the off map. Just harass him. The AA was causing me, I was trying to bomb these, but the AA was getting me every time. Oh, I did manage to hit that one in the end. These are constantly firing, they must be running out of shells by now. He's got 4 left, he's got none left. Brought out my own AA here, and I've got it on, this is another thing to do with your AA, put it on attack move all around here and stack the orders. So when someone's trying to counter battery you, so this mortar was trying to shoot me up when I was here, as you can see by these craters. So I just started moving it around. Plus, I thought I'd move it up to here as well, so if it spots a tank, it can fire at it. It's capable of destroying tanks. Yeah, 125mm pen, 8 damage at 1750. And I think he, yep, he does. Oh no, he's shooting. Oh yeah, got the AG shells as well, so he's shooting up the infantry. Off map falling down again here. Sadly, there's nothing there. Sadly for me, that is. But I know he has superior infantry. So I'm just throwing in meat. I'm keeping him occupied over here, more occupied than he wants to be, because this area is where I'm kind of securing the game here. Yeah, I do tend to find this is easier to get back onto. This is one of the reasons why I wasn't too threatened, because I know I have these in B, Marder 3, and these will be able to, if he puts any weapons out here, thinking, oh, I can block off my road, I can bring these out and start shooting up. Then again, he does have the amazing AT guns, which I don't believe I've seen him bring out yet. So that is that's something that you could do, Hippie, especially for, well, for this division. The what's it called? The Rosita. It's really fast firing AT gun. I believe it's got 2K range as well. So if you did bring, if you brought one or two of these out here with some protection, some support weaponry, some AA to protect it, then you could really have a good chance of cutting off my supply lines. Except for these Madders, I don't think have 2K range. Yeah, they don't. So that could have worked. I wasn't thinking about that, to be honest. But you could drop them all the way back here, and they'll be able to pick things off. Drop two back here, some AA around it, a recon. You could really dominate. But if that was to happen, I could come in this way. This is a spot where people like to put AT guns as well. So he's got 2K range from here. Yeah, but he was going for the plane train. And I believe this is going to run out. Yeah, so this actually starts running out and has run out of ammo now. I don't notice that for a while, sadly, because I was wanting these planes keep coming in and doing some bombing runs. But oh, I am bringing out another AA. Oh, did I notice that? Oh, I did notice it. Aren't I a clever boy? Alright, anyway, again, he's not approaching. Yeah, you're not approaching this properly here. Yeah, I would say, yeah, bring out, if you're going to bring out tanks, you've got to have, well, this is, can't see anything from there. If you pop this one over here, it gets a better view at least, and you can put your tanks in the same area, move them around together. But if you know where this tank is, I believe you do, you're trying to pop it up onto here and get a shot at it. So, fair enough. But you need to be wary. Like, if I was playing against someone who was a lot more experienced, and I would almost certainly by now have brought up an AT gun onto here and start covering this road. Then again, maybe I wasn't, because he was pressuring me. I was quite focused over here, so because I've got this gun up here. I'm just covering from this area. Then I start to move one over here later, maybe. Can't quite remember. So I've got good presence on this road. I'm in complete control, so I can come in and unload this. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to get eyes on that. If this was just a little bit further back here, he will be able to snipe this. Because you want to be concerned from his point of view here. Yeah, you want to be concerned about reinforcements onto here. So having a tank down this road is, I would say, extremely important. This is a bad idea. I could have Shreks in here. I don't have any Shreks in this particular deck, I don't believe. Actually, I think I do. But yeah, you want to be very wary of that. But I've got the low vest up here. This is why I put this here, just in case. I'm happy just to leave my Stug here, because I don't want to get into close quarters with these things, because this doesn't have a turret, as I mentioned before, so it takes longer to aim. Alright, what's going on over there? Yeah, I was trying to pick out his AA. I did, and he's moved it, so very, very good play with his AA. Yeah, I was tagging it, but he's got no ammo. Alright, so yeah, I've got a big AA presence now. Got three 40mm, the 80mm. He's going to have a hard time dropping any planes here, but they were causing me havoc. And I think there's, just to repeat for the 90 millionth time, yeah, I think he's got too many units in here. He doesn't need these in here. I would consider moving maybe the half track out round here and bombing, start to shell these areas. This one as well, shelling in these forests would be a good idea. Because with two mortars you can clear out this area, suppress things. Even with one unit you could probably move in, but obviously I would bring in more for support. What else can we say about this? Yeah, Hippie, I'd say that it's just I'd say a poor distribution of troops. Maybe it's due to lap knowledge, map knowledge. Yeah, because you can see here what I've done. I've sawed a unit here, and I was like, all right, I'm expecting him to have a bunch of reinforcements. He's just bringing in one, by the looks of it, to come up and sweep through and take back this hill. That's why I'm dropping the off map. Fortunately for me, there's absolutely nothing there, so well, I can afford to be liberal release, get 3 charges of them, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's something that's going to cause me problems here. So I thought, he's got tanks up here, he must have infantry coming in to support, because you really shouldn't be bringing tanks alone. Also, I'm not too sure about this. It's just got HE shells. It's not doing anything at the moment. It's just moving down the road for no reason. You don't want to be moving this up. Maybe that's a mistake. I don't know what this is doing here. You need to put this on fire at will or counter battery and target an area. I don't believe you can use defensive fire on this piece of equipment. Maybe you can. I'm not sure actually. I'm not that familiar with the Blindata artillery. Again, I'm taking advantage of the fact that I know he's got a lot of troops in here. He's invested quite a bit. Because as I'm going in, I'm spotting there's quite a bit of stuff in here. So I'm just keep suppressing it, softening it up. My troops are more expendable than his. And I'm damn sure I've got a lot more than him in terms of infantry. Yeah, I would say as Blindata, you want to be, yeah, AT guns down the road, AT gun around here, bring out tanks around here as well. But yeah, with these 3 Marders are going to be very dangerous. Finally, we get the Rosita out. We'll see how damn powerful this thing is. Yeah, it's 2k range, 160 millimeters, 8 damage, 15 rounds per minute. So it's by far the best AT gun in the game, I would say, by far. It also, it's expensive, 70 points. It's also got HE rounds as well, which I wouldn't recommend using them. Small capabilities, it's such an incredible weapon. For 70 points is a bargain. Right, so I lose these 2. I start backing this off, but I think it's far too late for this guy. Yep. I spot these, I start trying to bomb them, I believe, yep. As soon as I've seen it, it's like, right, priority target, got to bomb that thing to pieces. I'm not sure if I get it in this run, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, this is the, yeah, I think it's times, I think it's like 1,000 kilo a bomb, so yeah. Yeah, this guy, don't know what he's doing. Yeah, I brought this out just to distract the AA, but it appears that AA is out of ammo, so he needs to bring supply units here. What else can we say here? Am I recording this? Oh, I am, thank God for that. I just wondered if I'd started it then. Alright, he's ticking me down 1 again, but at this point I'm fairly sure I've done well in the trades. Because he's been losing a decent number of tanks in here. He's not had much luck on hill. Finally he brings in tank support. Now, oh, it can't get... I've had eyes on it first, that's a problem. Yeah, my recon could spot it. I've got AT guns up here as well, AT gun here. This is no go. He wants to bring him round here. In this situation, what you could do, bring up infantry onto here. It would take a bit of time though. Sneak tanks around here, cut off, and then start assaulting, start barraging. Then if I try to react to it, you're going to snipe me down the road. But that's really difficult to do. But in the amount of time he's had to prepare here, he could have probably done something like that. Finally, he's bringing things up onto the hill, and you'll see the impact these have now. So I've got 3 of these things. These are on defensive fire. They're just firing everywhere. Again, I don't think they're particularly good at killing things, these, but 3 of them at once will do that. They'll delete units. Just remember to keep things supplies and have enough supplies in your deck. Because you see, he could still have dominated in this area if he kept these AA units going. I'm just shocked that there was only 2 there, because they were causing so much problems. The AA is much better than it used to be in this game. Again, other cheaper AT guns out here could take care of this stir. I don't think I've seen him have... He doesn't seem to have many AT guns. The Rosita alone is probably not enough. So it could be an issue with the way you're building your deck there, Hippie. I'm not sure. Generally speaking, you want to have like a card of AT guns in A and a card in B. The minimum. Of course, there are 1 or 2 divisions where you can kind of get away with 1. But if you've got lots of decent armor and you can control a lot of ground. But yeah, generally, I'm talking about a very small amount of divisions, which I might consider just taking 1 card of AT. So up here is Pioneering. They're going to dominate. I got caught out in the open again here, but I couldn't get him into a proper position, unfortunately, and I wasn't paying attention. This guy luckily is holding up. Bringing my planes again. Help stress. And I believe I'll be bringing in more reinforcements here. Oh no, I decided to move my Stug out, be more aggressive for his town. Start trying to unload infantry into here. But his T4, when he gets eyes on me from the distance, the T4 can do better. What's the heat from there? Can that heat hit from there? Yeah, maybe not quite actually. But yeah, the heat on these things is what makes them good for Blindata. But you have a better chance at distance, I would say, against the Stugs. This Stug can't see anything at the moment. As soon as this gets eyes on it, it's going to start firing now. That's the importance of having infantry out. Yeah, 90 armor against, oh, that one's gone already, against 75. So that's why the Stugs will win out against T4 at distance. Like I say, in close quarters, because these are more maneuverable, they can turn their turrets, they can aim quicker. So getting the first shot off with them can help you a lot. Because I believe the fire rates are identical on these. Yeah, 7 per minute. 7 per minute, yeah. So you can usually get, with the T4, get your shots off first because of the turret, the closer ranges. So you're going to get 2 shots for their 1, and that will sort you out. There you go. They got him at range. Where was he? Oh, it wasn't the heat round either. But it is a bit of RNG in this game. I don't understand why people complain about it. It's RNG. It's all random. It's like, well, life is a little bit random. You know, you can't guarantee. If you want to play chess, play chess. I never understand that. I get it if people say it's too random, but I don't think this game is too random at all. I guess it's like when you get when you're extremely unlucky, then it's like, oh my god. But you notice it. But it's fairly rare when I'd say I was extremely unlucky. I had one, I had something in a game fairly recently. I think I was recording that one as well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I was. It was, oh god, what was it? Oh, what was it? It was something against a tank destroyer at close range, and no. That was the other game I was giving advice about, where the AT gun, basically within like 1,000 1,000 meters, maybe 750 meters, was firing point blank at the T4, and they were exchanging fire, and somehow the T4 went out. That seemed extremely lucky to me. But then again, if I look back, maybe he had switched it to heat or something. It just seemed extremely lucky. Anyway, what we got going on now? Yeah, I'm going to fast forward this a bit, I believe. Yeah, at this point, yeah, it's game over really, because I've just beaten him down. I can just keep throwing in lots more troops, because we're in phase C now. We have been for a while, and that's where I have the big advantage in C. Even though we get the same amount of points, I can just bring out much more cost-efficient infantry than he can. Yeah, 15 points each for these, so I can bring out like 4 of these and have 20 points left over. I can save up for tanks like that, bring out some more tanks if I need to. Yeah, I think Tartalek's playing this deck. I think it might be quite a decent one for new players, because you got the expendable infantry with the disheartened ones here. Your planes are pretty good. You got a decent amount of AA. You can bring these out to harass and annoy people. You got your off map to help you out as well, and like these are cheap. 50 points each. These are cheap. 75 points each. And these, like I keep saying, are ridiculously cheap. 15 points each, and a 12-man squad. So I would actually recommend Tartalek for new players. For that reason, you can afford. You don't have anything kind of elite in your deck, anything that's fantastic. And another thing about it is you have a limited number of tanks. And I would upvet your Stugs by at least 1 star and put one card of Stug in A, 1 in B. Then you got your Marders, which is a new addition to this deck, which has really buffed it, helped it out a lot. Got the Marders in B as well. Again, I would upvet them, because you want them to kind of just hit and shoot things and kill them instantly. And because you have so few tanks, you can babysit them more, look after them. Because a lot of new players, they tend to do a little bit like what Hippie was doing here. In some instances, it's like problem, throw tanks at it. I still do that, to be honest. A lot of new players, it's like panic mode. It's like, oh my god, what's going on? Tank will solve all problems. Tanks are fairly useless without infantry. You can't see anything for the start. But yeah, I can see there's a huge points disparity here. Not a massive shock, because I have the advantage of he didn't know my division. He's probably nowhere near as familiar with the map as what I am, so that's the way it goes. Yeah, and I managed to pick off these his cluster bombers at the start, which didn't. Yeah, he didn't really need to invest in those at all. Yeah, 1 tank, I can get a lot of work out of it. As you'll see with the off map here, it's killed a machine gun. The other one's probably killed nothing, I imagine. I'm saying it's not really there for killing things. You just suppress. And this one's killed 1 unit of infantry. Yeah, obviously they would also kills, not actually just the kills counts as on this chart here. They count as the killing blow for these units. So the off map will kill some men, but some other off maps will wipe everything, or practically everything that's in the circle, and blow up tanks. Like these things are highly unlikely to blow up tanks. Let's have a quick look at his. Yeah, so with his tanks, they've not. This one's done well. Took out both the Marders. This one did all right. Yeah, but I have 1 tank which has probably been just as efficient as all of his there. overall, what can we say about this? Yeah, for your opener hippie, good, but I would just on that side, if you had with these horses, if you had some infantry in there as well, and you tried to put a bit more onto that flank where I smoked from the opening, which you should have done really, you could have had a much better time of it. There's a great use of the cluster plane though, because yeah, even though it's an AT plane, using it on infantry to pin it in the position they were in, that was nice quick thinking. Because I was like worried at that point. I thought I'm going to lose all of this. I was expecting something to come over the hill, like some infantry, or just rush through and surrender them all, and you unload in my back line or something. Yeah, I was worried at that point. I'm not going to lie at all. But at the start, yeah, even though the point disparity looks really bad for you here, but that was just more to do with map knowledge, division knowledge, I would say. At the start, I'd say fairly even trades. The battles in the sky, you were taking out these planes. I was taking out some of your planes. Yeah, it's fairly even for the first sort of 10 minutes by the looks of it. I think I start pressing down a bit more around this area. Yeah, from then on it's just I'm out trading. Yeah, so the first 8-9 minutes you're trading pretty efficiently. Yeah, in terms of some new players who are literally doing so many things wrong, but they're not experienced with huge in games. Compared to them, you're really good. And I was recommending you to go for Steel Division League. In Division 5, you'll have a great time in there, I think, because you might even like win your group and get promoted. Like I'm sure you'd get promoted if you stick at this game, no problem. Because my impression was you're in terms of tactics and strategy and how you're going at the game, doing really well. It's just a case of knowing the map and knowing where to go at things and what division you're up against. And unfortunately, I'm not going to lie to you, for me, maybe your memory's better than mine and you're more into the details of each individual unit and division, but it will probably take you, if you play very regularly, like once a week or something, the better part of a year, if not more, to get a good grasp of what most of the divisions have to offer. That's what it's been like for me. Alright, I'll leave it there and move on to the second game. If I can find the stop button. Alright, bye bye.